Why is Arabella telling Yewande in that moment between those two? Why is Arabella telling Yewande what Danny has said behind her back? It's a very manipulative, kind of sneaky attribute that people normally do or have in particular issues or moment to try and stop somebody in that moment and, you know, make them realize something. But Yewande did not stop, and she kept her peace, and she was very calm and she was very collected and kept the conversation going. But that in itself from Arabella was very, very manipulative and very sneaky.
Danny even said this himself. He finds it quite, like, forced was the word he used, because obviously your friends have obviously pushed you to try and be this person.
No, let's stop you there.
Yewande babes, Yewande babes, we now see where you're coming from. We now 100% see where you are coming from. She knows that Danny is not into her. I feel like a girl or a guy generally, but a girl especially, girls themselves are naturally more emotionally intelligent than men. It's just a fact. The majority of men, most definitely. They know when somebody really isn't into them and they're forcing it. And I feel like she's had this gut instinct for a while, hence the lack of affection, hence the lack of, you know, being a bit territorial sometimes. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. Click at that button for daily consistent content and follow me on my Instagram at Murad_Murali as well. Yes, I reviewed this episode already last night, but I feel like I would give you guys an extra Love Island video because number one, it's Saturday and we don't get any episode tonight. And also, it's kind of like my Love Island afterthoughts. I have a lot more thoughts when, you know, you watch an episode and you review it, you condense it within yourselves, you have a lot more to outlay to, you know, a video that I wanted to do. So I thought, why not do it? And why not get into it? It's a beautiful day outside, drinking lemonade. Let's just get into it. Right, where do we even begin? I have a lot more to say. Danny has never liked Yewande. From day .1, Danny has never liked Yewande at all. And we know this because he was very quick to go for Molly May, which is complete opposite to what Yewande is. Complete opposite to what Yewande is. So of course, complete different types, number one. Number two, the phone call, which kind of relay confirms it, but again, it's not really clarity kind of evidence. And number three, the fact that he is joking around with Arabella right after that altercation.
What's just happened? So obviously I was chatting with one. I just saw that, like, what the hell? I just feel like you obviously need to have a chat with Yewande.
Right after that kind of altercation between Yewande and Arabella, Arabella pulls Danny away and Danny happily follows. And why is Danny telling Arabella the things that irritate him about Yewande? To Arabella, why are you doing that for? Because there's no loyalty, there's no kindness, there's no kind of affection, there's nothing there for Yewande. This is why Yewande is feeling the way she is. This is why she's not as affectionate naturally.
It's cool, calm, collected. I am fucking living. She said that I was being tutorial over him. She said that to you just. She fucking said that to me.
This is why she doesn't want to provide reassurance to somebody, because she already has this inclination, this gut instinct that this person does not like her as they should, and that it does seem to be forced. You have your moments where you kiss, you get giddy, you get happy, you like it, but when you deep the situation, which I feel like she has, she is already aware and knows that Danny doesn't like her as much. And she even said herself, why are you saying all these things about how your head will never turn and I'm the only person that you like? Why would you say these things on your first date? Because it makes somebody second guess. And this is what Yewande has been doing for the time, with the majority of her time with Danny. She has been second guessing everything because she's just not completely sure. In comes Arabella, who creates an intense dynamic situation and kind of reveals what Yewande has also always been thinking within a mindset in her head, that Danny is not really into her. The fact that Danny runs off with Arabella.
Just go to Danny for a chat, yeah. Pull it Danny for a chat. She must be. Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
I can overhear just about people getting really angry.
And is conversing with Arabella and telling her the negative things that irritate him about Yewande. It definitely throws away any loyalty, kindness, and it confirms the narrative that I've been saying throughout my Love Island reviews, that Danny has never really been into Yewande. He never has been. Never. Period. He's been doing it for to be safe. He's been doing it to be consistent because he knows Yewande is liked. He knows there's a place where he won't remove himself from the villa. He won't get kicked out if he's with Yewande. So he forced that to go on. But we do know now that he definitely is into more Arabella than anybody else. We definitely know that. We 100% know that he's more into Arabella than Yewande. And this particular episode, for me, my afterthoughts, they kind of confirmed to me that Danny and Yewande are now over. But were there even anything to begin with?
What is it that you want from me? Do you know what you want? Do you know what you want?
I don't think they were. Just because they kissed or whatever, you can see that Yewande isn't really as affectionate with him. As Anton says, the affection, the chemistry, it comes naturally. This is what he has said. This has not come naturally between these two because Yewande has a gut instinct and she thinks and she feels that this is not true. He's being a bit fake. This seems to be a bit forced, and we kind of get that clarity. And this kind of episode confirms it. His interaction with Arabella shows that he has more loyalty to a girl who hasn't even been in there for 24 hours.
What's just happened?
So obviously I had a chat with one.
I just saw that, like, what the hell?
I just feel like you obviously need to have a chat with your one day.
He has more loyalty to a girl who admitted that has spoken to Danny the least in the villa. Yet you believe, yet you're talking smack about the girl that you're coupled up with to this girl who you've hardly spoken to. It reveals his true colours without him instinctively knowing that his true colours are being revealed. The game plan that he has is over. We already had our suspicions, X, Y, Z. We could never confirm it because we can't go off suspicions outside the villa. We have to go on his actions. And what we now know from his actions, subconsciously, he has revealed that he's never been into her, period. He's never been into her. Like, never. And I feel like he was very quick to throw in the bin when you realised that she wasn't really showing affection and so forth, rather than actually sitting with her, communicating and talking. Yewande isn't perfect. Let's get that straight for a quick minute. And her lack of communication and lack of affection are also to play, and definitely. But I'm just saying, let's get to the back of why her behaviours are. Because she may feel that this is not natural, that this isn't what it is, that this particular person isn't into me. And his actions in last night's episode confirm that. Yewande babes, we now see where you're coming from. We now 100% see where you are coming from. She knows that Danny is not into her. I feel like a girl, or a guy in general, but a girl especially, girls themselves are naturally more emotionally intelligent than men. It's just a fact. The majority of men, most definitely. They know when somebody really isn't into them and they're forcing it. And I feel like she's had this gut instinct for a while, hence the lack of affection, hence the lack of, being a bit territorial sometimes. But this, I want to break down psychologically this altercation between Arabella and between Yewande. We have Yewande who was facing Arabella head on. She does not move in that position. She's looking at her, she's talking to her, her body is facing her, and she's showing to you in a very tactful way that I'm not afraid of you. I can speak up to you, I'm not threatened by you. You may think that I'm threatened by you, and this is what Arabella thinks, that Yewande is threatened by her, but she clearly isn't, because in this conversation she remains to be calm, collected. She does not stutter, she does not hesitate from her speech and her verbiage. There isn't any verbal diarrhea, and she's speaking in a very peaceful, calm manner, and she's coming with factual information, because really and truly Arabella said that, oh, the reason why you're showing affection is because your friends told you to, they forced you to, they pushed you to. The word was pushed. I certainly don't believe that any of her friends pushed her to. Reminding somebody, showing an example isn't pushing somebody, it's advising them. Pushing is a bit of a forceful word. It reminds me as if they were forcing her to do something, and they really weren't. They were advising her, they were telling her as friends do.
My friends didn't push me to try and be any.
But Amber said
Can I
that
finish?
earlier, yeah.
My friends didn't push me, so I'm not really sure where you or maybe
Well, I just
Danny
heard-
is getting the whole.
Even if they were pushing her, what's wrong with a friend reminding somebody to act up? I really don't know. She seems to be, everybody's saying that she's a boring character. If she's so boring, why does she have many friends in the villa? Let's look at the passive kind of actions here. All the friends were kind of there and very supportive of her to kind of get with, especially Amber and Michael. And it's very interesting how Arabella just casually just drops. Remember, Arabella's 28, she has probably more experience than a lot of these people, so it seems, in terms of being very manipulative in a very psycho manner, where she's just naturally saying, oh, but Danny's saying that this is false, Danny's saying this. She is feeding Yewande withheld information that Yewande does not know about. When you feed somebody withheld information like that, you're trying to trap them, you're trying to put them dead in their tracks, you're trying to stop them because you're telling them something about an issue that they don't know about. and they think they know about it, but they don't. So you kind of, when you're being fed information from a different angle and you think you know everything about what's going on, it kind of freezes you. You're like, oh shit, this is going on. Oh, I didn't know this. So Arabella was trying to freeze Yewande and stop her in that kind of conversation, that kind of intense altercation by saying, oh, Danny thinks this is forced. Danny thinks this is like this. Danny thinks, and Yewande was like, I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to stop you there. No, I'm going to put this kind of manipulative kind of stance you're coming from at a block, and we're going to get into this from this particular perspective. And I feel like that was interesting. If you deep it, it's so manipulative for Arabella to tell Yewande about her man that she's coupled up with and the things that he's been saying behind her back. And then what she does is she pulls him, and then she allows him to speak bad things about her to Arabella.
Like 0 to 150, and do you not think that that's going to make him feel?
No, I don't think that's going to make him feel any type of way. I think me sitting on someone's leg is not going from 0 to 100.
Okay.
So what she has done is she has completely come in, messed things up, which I feel like is a good thing because a narrative for us to enjoy. But she's also highlighted the manipulative stuff, not only from her casually, which we all probably would have some tendencies of, but she's also highlighted that Danny isn't even interested in her. Because if Danny was interested in her, he would have been like, one sec, Rebella, let me go see if she's okay. Bam, that's all you need to do. That's all you needed to do. If you wanted to provide reassurance for somebody, if you wanted to like somebody, if you like them how you said that you wouldn't turn your head for anybody, surely you'd be first in line, not Molly May. I feel like I need to just get this video out there. I really wanted to talk about it and give my afterthoughts on this particular scene. I guess the last 2-3 scenes, because they were very intense from a psycho kind of perspective. We're talking about the manipulative tendencies and the body language and the verbal diarrhea and what was really going on between these three and how it highlights the behavior. Danny, your game is over. And I feel like I've been preaching about it and finally it's coming to fruition. Let me know what you guys think about this particular episode. What are your thoughts on that kind of scene? Comment down below. I know you guys didn't expect this video, but here it is, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Subscribe to my channel. Please click that button for daily consistent videos. Subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram, Murad_Murali, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.